is just fantastic.
Captain's Log, Subdates 211206.3. On the 6th day of Moistmas, my entire crew gave to me several empty bottles of rum and a fused plasma injector, which I'm now going to be sticking up someone else's arse. It is quite the kingly gift, don't you think? I'm going to be doing a video series over the course of December called Where Are They Now?, where I'm going to take some of the bigger names from people who I have covered over the course of 2021 and see what they have done since I released a video on them. And to start, we're going to go with Britney Spears. On the 28th of June 2021, I released a video initially titled The 13-Year Conservatorship. Since it got approved for monetization, Britney Spears Conservatorship. Some topics are a bit sensitive. Within that video, I go through a timeline of events for Britney since she was placed, well, let's say, under someone else's thumb, a load of people's thumbs, the conspiracies around it, and the fact that the Free Britney hashtag had been going on for quite some time. Today, we're going to go with an update, but I will start, if you have not already seen that video, with providing you suitable context so you can fully understand and appreciate what has happened to get us to this point.
So if you haven't heard of Britney because of the music, you will have heard of her for her meltdowns. There were a few of them. They are quite well known. The first one including when she had her son on her lap, not strapped into a car seat while she was driving, shaving her head, hitting a photographer's car with an umbrella, going to rehab several times, committed twice to psychiatric hospitals, with this all leading to a rather severe consequence. Her family attributed the fall, the breakdowns and the issues, not only to the relationship she had been involved in where she had two sons, but also to those around her who were influencing her badly, so her family sought a way to step in not only to protect her, but to protect her brand and get her out of debt, but also to control her life, and that would include money. At the end of 2008, Britney Spears' father Jamie Spears petitioned for an emergency temporary conservatorship. This was because Britney for the second time was in a psychiatric hold. This is also known as legal guardianship. It is granted to those who are incapable of making decisions. It was at the time considered highly controversial, because typically those who ended up with some kind of conservatorship placed on them were those with various mental disabilities like dementia. And it was considered controversial also because around the time Britney Spears was still very young and productive. As a consequence, because of two people at the time, the oversight of her estate and health was granted to Jamie Spears, and financial issues, or assets, were handled by attorney Andrew Wallet. This was once dubbed a hybrid business model by Andrew Wallet, and it had been championed that Britney Spears managed to seal business deals she would not have gotten had it not been for the conservatorship. Because this is done through courts, financial decisions have to be documented in court reports. So as of 2018, she had a net worth of $59 million. Congratulations. That year, Britney Spears spent $400,000 on living expenses, $66,000 on household supplies, and $1.1 million on legal and conservator fees, her father getting just over 10% of that. Other aspects often thrown into this was that it was intended to protect Britney Spears from making poor financial and business decisions, as well as protect her from potentially toxic people. So for example, in 2009 and 2019, Spears was granted a restraining order against Sam Lufty, because he was accused of saying he was her former manager and being a bad influence during her mental breakdowns. So the accusation was that he had insinuated himself into Britney's life with disastrous results for her. In 2009, a fan site began with the hashtag #FreeBritney, a tag that has more recently resurfaced and is getting a lot of traction. This was as a response to the conservatorship. Many celebrities back then and more recently have thrown their weight behind this, because they're not entirely sure how this functions. With many accusations surfacing, someone had to investigate this, and eventually it was decided there was no independent evidence that the conservatorship was harming Britney Spears, with her own attorney saying at the time that Britney Spears was involved in all career and business decisions, and that she herself had more control over her life than it appeared. Up until around 2019, Britney Spears actually dropped an album every 2 to 3 years. She had a 4-year Las Vegas residency. Her Piece of Me tour in 2018 grossed $54.6 million. Britney Spears has also been active launching clothing, perfume lines, luxury fashion campaigns, and a judge on The X Factor. She is quite prolific. In 2019, Britney Spears decided to put everything on hold to focus on her mental health, and in April, a fan podcast called Britney's Gram released a voicemail from an anonymous source who had said that he was a former paralegal involved with the conservatorship, where he indicated that Britney Spears was forced to go to the mental health facility, but other sources indicated that she checked in voluntarily to deal with the very serious health issues her father was facing because her medication had stopped working. It was around this time that Andrew Wallet resigned as co-conservator, but he did not at the time give a reason for the resignation. This left Jamie Spears as the sole conservator. At the time, it was thought that perhaps the resignation was a sign that he had disagreed with Jamie Spears when it came to conservatorship terms, but it had also been reported that Andrew Wallet wanted a raise. But later it was decided that budgetary choices going forward he could not be afforded. In May 2019, during a status hearing at the courts, Britney Spears asked the judge to consider ending the conservatorship. This was then seen as an opportunity by many to say that this was because she wasn't in the right mental state to understand her issues. And it was also alleged around this time that people who would want to represent her in a court couldn't under the terms of the conservatorship terms. In September of 2019, Jamie Spears asked to be temporarily removed as conservator, with the role being appointed to Britney Spears' care manager. It was around this time that Jamie Spears was accused of having an altercation with Britney Spears' son Sean, with Kevin Federline, Britney's ex-husband, filing a police report that led to a child abuse investigation. And while he had stepped down from his daughter's personal life, he had not in fact from the financial side. In 2019, around the same time, Britney's mother Lynn Spears, who is divorced from Jamie, filed a legal motion to be involved in the conservatorship process. In 2020, the conservatorship was extended twice. The first time until April 30th and the second one till April 22nd. I have a sneaky feeling the fact she accidentally burnt her home gym down by leaving candles lit in there might have played a small part in it. In July of 2020, the hashtag Free Britney movement was in the limelight yet again, which led to former photographer Andrew Gallery to read a letter on TikTok that he says Britney wrote about her conservatorship. The letter itself is written from a third-person point of view and reads as follows. As for Kevin saying Britney divorced him, she was forced to buy her lawyers because she went to visit him in New York and he wouldn't see her and the children, and her lawyer said if she doesn't divorce him, he's going to do it himself. No one knows the truth. Her behavior when her children got taken away because of her locking herself in the bathroom is understandable, considering her friend at the door kept telling her the cops are leaving. Don't worry, stay in the bathroom. She was lied to and set up. Her children were taken away and she did spin out of control, which any mother would do in those circumstances. In August 2020, Britney Spears yet again asked the courts for the removal of her father as sole conservator. Instead, the judge extended it until February 1st, 2021. In November 2020, again it was asked for the court to remove Jamie Spears as co-conservator. The court declined. At the end of 2020, the conservatorship was extended yet again to the 3rd of September 2021, with Jamie Spears telling CNN that he hadn't spoken to his daughter since August, saying, "I love my daughter and I miss her very much. When a family member needs special care and protection, families need to step up as I have done for the last 12 plus years, to safeguard, protect and continue to love Britney unconditionally. I have and will continue to provide unwavering love and fierce protection against those with self-serving interests and those who seek to harm her or my family." On February 5th, 2021, via Hulu, there was a documentary titled Framing Britney Spears. It highlighted the conservatorship and court battle with her father, which led to the reignition of the hashtag Free Britney movement. Jamie Spears wasn't overly fond of Bessemer Trust being co-conservator, so he took this to court at the conservatorship hearing in 2021, less than a week after that documentary. The court rejected Jamie Spears' objection. Evidence has come to light that goes back years claiming that Britney Spears herself felt the conservatorship had become a controlling and oppressive tool used against her. And it was reported in 2019 that, per the court records, the conservatorship does in fact dictate everything, from whom she can date, to the colour of her kitchen cabinets, and she had in fact told the court, allegedly in 2019, that she felt forced to stay at a mental health facility and to perform against her will. In 2020, per court documents, the current conservatorship was broken into 3 phases and explained. Stage 1 is a triage where the conservators rescued her from collapse. Stage 2, Britney Spears' performing years as a world-class entertainer. And Stage 3, Britney Spears has no desire to currently perform, so the conservatorship must be changed in order to reflect the major changes in current lifestyle and her stated wishes. 6 of the biggest bombshells that have come to light as of late include that Britney Spears herself was not allowed to get changed without someone watching, to the point she had several people living with her, nurses no less, to come and stay and monitor her. They would take her credit card, cash, phone, passport, and she would be put in a room with the workers that lived with her and was not allowed to leave. And this was because her father had told her she had failed a psychological evaluation. Britney Spears was also forced to take lithium, which even after many protests about how it impacted her, she was still made to take. She was forced to perform against her will, something we had actually covered earlier on, which is why again her mental health kind of went into decline and why she had to step away. Britney Spears has indicated that she wants to move forward with her relationship to Sam Asghari. However, that's allegedly forbidden, with the more recent revelation including that she has an IUD inside of herself so she doesn't get pregnant. Britney Spears has also claimed that her therapist, who passed away in 2019, was abusive.
I do realise that was quite a lengthy clip to play. For that I'm very sorry. But I do believe for the sake of this video you required full context, so you don't have to go back and watch another video. I have removed all the opinions from it, and it was condensed heavily from 17 minutes. After 14 years, on the 12th of November 2021, so yes, now we're doing the update, Britney Spears' conservatorship was terminated by Judge Brenda Penny, which does mean that she did grant Britney Spears' early request for it to end without going additional mental evaluations, with the judge declaring, "The conservatorship of the person and estate of Britney Jean Spears is no longer required," with Britney Spears sharing via her Instagram a video of hundreds of the Free Britney supporters who were at the courthouse in LA. Britney's legal representative addressed reporters after the hearing and said, "What's next for Britney, and this is the first time this could be said for about a decade, is up to one person, Britney. We have a safety net in place for Britney, both on the personal side and on the financial side. But Britney as of today is a free woman and she's an independent woman, and the rest with her support system will be up to Britney." No lie, the first article I saw covering this was a picture of Sam Asghari, her fiancé, seen leaving a bank in West Hollywood with wads of cash while wearing a Free Britney t-shirt, mere hours after her conservatorship had ended, implying that she was already going off on some kind of bender or something. A party, perhaps. Maybe a barbecue for her Free Britney supporters. That'd be a nice way to thank them. Britney's lawyer had already started a ball rolling though, because he is pushing for the singer's father, Jamie, to be investigated. And this is because of a number of issues. You can reference the Controlling Britney Spears documentary on the subject by the New York Times, which revealed that a surveillance apparatus of sorts monitored the singer's communications along with secretly capturing audio recordings from her bedroom, which is according to a former employee of the security firm that was hired to protect her. So yes, that same lawyer is also seeking to put Jamie Spears in prison. Jamie Spears has said that he has nothing to hide regarding his administration of Britney's estate and therefore will hide nothing. But for the sake of it, there are a number of sources that contradict each person involved in this. And that would include the lawyers for TriStar, denying they had any employees that had any control over Britney Spears' medical treatment or security protocols. Since her freedom has been granted back to her because she deserves it and is due it, she has been very vocal and active on social media, posting some very risque pictures. There is also a rumour circulating via a number of outlets, Yahoo more notably, that Britney may well start making music again. but she is not in a rush to do so. Sources indicating that making new music and performing is not her top priority and has not been for a while, which may well imply marriage and possible children. Some of the things that Britney did not have access to that she has been enjoying ever since she got them would include having full access to her car keys, getting an ATM card, her first one, and seeing cash for the first time. Something which I can fully understand and appreciate if you've never seen them before without someone else telling you what you are allowed to spend them on. The final update for Britney Spears is that while the conservatorship may be over, Britney Spears and her mother Lynn Spears are not on speaking terms. This was confirmed when Lynn Spears flew from Louisiana to LA to try and hash things out with her daughter, only for Britney to refuse to see her. And the reason why is because Britney Spears claimed that her mother was the one who gave her father, Jamie Spears, the idea to put her under a conservatorship in 2007, being quoted as saying, "My dad may have started the conservatorship 13 years ago, but what people don't know is that my mom is the one who gave him the idea. I will never get those years back." That was on an Instagram post from October 2021, continuing with, "She secretly ruined my life, and yes, I will call her and Lou Taylor out on it. So take your whole 'I have no idea what's going on' attitude and go F yourselves. You know exactly what you did." She also added that Lynn filed a petition asking Britney's estate for more than $650,000 worth of legal fees. According to court documents, Lynn Spears claimed that she was trying to free her daughter and that the lawyers were there to, well, remove that very controlling existence. And thus we have concluded this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. It is an update of sorts, and yes, there will be more. And I'm going to give you a list of everyone else that I plan to do one on. So next we have Digital Princess, the Smithy family, EDP445, Playmates Tessie, Amaranth, Gabby Hannah, Hello Leash, and Amy's Life Journey. So if you did enjoy this video, please smash the like, share it about. Please consider leaving a comment. I hope you'll have a fantastic day. Britney, please continue to enjoy your freedom. It is a birthright after all. And thank you all for listening.